What's up, everybody? This is episode 35 of Hoops Talk with Dave's Joint. For those that have shown love so far, I thank you for checking out the videos. For those who haven't seen it, go check it out on YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV. But without further ado, I have a special guest for you guys, Mr. Justin Bright. You may know him as that dude from Humble Development, one of the co-founders of the Humble League, and also an assistant coach at Boys and Girls High School. And last but not least, one of the coaches for BlackOps. Justin, thank you for coming on to share your testimonial.
What's going on, Dave? Thanks for having me.
Indeed. So my first question is, since you're a coach, what's Justin Bright's coaching philosophy?
Always being in attack mode. Got to be coachable. Got to be creative. Be disciplined. Listen. Take notes. Study, film, running gun, pressing, talking trash. All the fun things that the game has to offer. That's basically my coaching philosophy. I really want my kids to learn the game as much as possible and also enjoy the game, because at the end of the day, it's still a game. Sometimes it gets a little serious in terms of with the rankings and all this stuff, but I want kids to enjoy the sport and actually witness the beauty of it and what it has to offer. So that's kind of pretty much my coaching philosophy, all ages, from third grade all the way up to high school.
Well said. Talk about, where did basketball start for you?
Basketball started for me late, about 12 years old, playing in the community, street ball, stuff like that, playing at St. John's Recreation Center, playing a couple PAL leagues, in the neighborhood. Not too big on AAU. But it started for me really, really late. I was talented in terms of ability and size. I was a big point guard, big guard for my age at 13, 12. And one thing led to another. I started getting around the right people, started pointing me in the right direction, started working on my game, started being around older players, started playing basketball with older players a lot. And that was a huge thing for me, playing with the older guys. In terms of the strength and IQ, you have to match it. So that was huge for myself, and a lot of life lessons on the court, from being in the neighborhood, rough neighborhoods, to organized basketball, stuff like that. It was just all set up to make me who I am today.
So what part of Brooklyn are you from? And talk about the basketball culture in the borough.
I'm from Crown Heights, Brooklyn. Basketball in Brooklyn is very epic, as you can see. New York versus New York is a prime example of how epic Brooklyn is. I feel like 90%, I won't say 90, that's a big over extreme, but maybe anywhere from 75 to 80% of the players in New York versus New York, the players are from Brooklyn. The starting fives, the bench, they all from Brooklyn. And even some of the coaches are from Brooklyn as well. So it just goes to show you that Brooklyn is one of the top boroughs. No disrespect to any other borough, but Brooklyn is definitely one of the top boroughs. And if you look at PSAL, public high school basketball, all of the kids, Elite Eight was 6 teams from Brooklyn out of the Elite Eight. That just goes to show. That's right before, the Corona hit. It was Elite Eight. And that just goes to show you right there. And also Catholic League, Severian has nothing but Brooklyn kids. Christ the King, Brooklyn kids. Sterling, he's from Brownsville. You got OSL, whatchamacallit, from Brooklyn. Posh, he's from Brownsville. So it just goes to show you that Brooklyn is definitely a top borough, and highly respected, and we produce a lot of high-level kids. So, and then, we got 3 NBA players. You got Lance, you got Sebastian, you got Whitehead. So those are the recent NBA players in the last decade or so. So, Brooklyn, definitely got to respect Brooklyn, got to put some respect on it. It's just something about us. We come with a chip on our shoulder, and, we got a lot to prove, basically.
Mm. So talk about some of your favorite tournaments to play as a youth.
Number one, I would have to say Dunker's Delight. Dunker's Delight was like Gersh before it was Gersh. Dunker's Delight was basically a league where dunks were 3 points. You know what I mean? That's something rare, but it was exciting. It was entertainment. It was high level. It was all the top players in Brooklyn. Some people came from Manhattan, Uptown, to even playing it. So Dunker's Delight was held in Wingate Park by Wingate High School. So Dunker's Delight definitely was one of the best tournaments coming up. And then you have Broward Park for the youth. Books before a ball. Then Tournament of Champions was basically held out in Brooklyn. So you had that as well. Then you got Conrad McCrane. It was an iconic big-time youth league. And are we just talking about Brooklyn, or you want me to talk about other boroughs? But I forgot.
Either or, it's your show.
You got like ICE. I mean, that's in Brooklyn. Then you got the ISAs, then you got the Tri-States, then you got the Rucker Park, then you got the Dykeman, stuff like that. So, me growing up, Dykeman wasn't what it is now. It was mainly Rucker Park and maybe a little bit of Tri-State. But Brooklyn had a lot of stuff. We had Buddha Bean. You had the in-house league at St. John's Rec. You had Kingsborough. There was a tournament in Kingsborough. You had more Kirby tournament. It's so many tournaments in Brooklyn. It's crazy. Like, it was really, really a lot. You got Ronnie Park. You had Ronnie Park tournament, which is in Williamsburg. So there was a lot of. Then you had Ricky Rivers tournament as well, Tillery. Ricky Rivers used to have a Fire and Ice Pro League. So, like, Brooklyn has a lot of leagues. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude.
Mega Evans used to have a league called Pro Rucker Pro. So that was big too back then. And then Brooklyn Blizzards, which was also held in Borough Park. Then you had Kingston Park. Then you had Sky High. You had Preteen. You had Rocksteady. There's so many tournaments in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? 258, 8 ball. It's a bunch. 35 Park, Unity and Community. It's so many. I could just, as I'm talking, it's just coming to me. There's so many tournaments. And these leagues,
love playing in.
These leagues have major talent too, like major talent. It was like no walk in the park. Major guards, major bigs, like it was tough.
So where did you play high school ball at?
I played high school ball at Park West High School, which is on 50th between 10th and 11th, which is now called Food and Finance, I believe. It's now called Food and Finance. So I went to that school, transferred in my sophomore year. I had horrible grades my freshman year. The first school I went to. I had to get my act right. So I went to Park West. I got on the team, got my grades right, and my career started basically from there. Late as well, which is like I got eligible my sophomore year for playoffs, and then my junior year and senior year I was able to play. So.
So then you went out to for college. You went to Southwestern College in California.
I went to Arbor State College, which is in Oklahoma first. I went there first. It didn't really work out. Then I transferred to Southwestern College, which is in California. And then I went to Maritime College, which is a 4-year school. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Then after that, it was over. I just stopped going to school. I just started working, had a kid, reality setting. I was still playing ball, trying to go overseas and stuff like that, but it was a hard gamble. And I just started doing other things in terms of work related. And then I found a knack that I had for training. I was always a guy on the team in school that loved to train. So I just took that same ambition and same orchestration that I had naturally and just put it in my own business.
I hear that. So let's go back to high school for a little bit. Why didn't you go to school in the borough? Like, what made you go all the way uptown Well, not all the way uptown, but
I didn't
Manhattan.
have a lot of guidance back then. I didn't know nothing about AAU. I didn't know about all that stuff, rankings, all that stuff. I had no clue. I didn't have a lot of guidance. If I had guidance, I probably would have went to like a Paul Robeson or Boys and Girls, because those are like the two powerhouse schools back then.
Right.
I probably would have went to like a Paul Robeson or like a Boys and Girls High School back then if I had the guidance. But you know, everything happens for a reason. So I don't regret it. I learned, and school in Manhattan, being a Brooklyn guy in Manhattan was dope. And I got friends from Bronx, Harlem, Queens because of it, you know. And believe it or not, you go to high school in Manhattan, it's very diverse in terms of boroughs. All 5 boroughs are in that school in Manhattan. Unlike Brooklyn, it's mostly like maybe you may have a kid from Queens, but more than likely it's like 90% Brooklyn people. But there was a lot of people from Brooklyn that went to that school, and a lot of people from Harlem. And it was like a mission, Bronx, everybody, Queens, people was there. So I really appreciate that, the gift that going to a school in Manhattan had to offer. And you get to play against different competition. Brooklyn was tough. And being a guy from Brooklyn playing in the Manhattan League, I kind of was able to dominate. So that was good too.
Hold on, just 1 second. All right.
Yeah.
So all right. So we're gonna go back to college a little bit. Like, so talk about the junior college experience.
Okay. So junior college experience was tough. Freshman year, you know, it was like a funny situation with my grades, and like I'm not too sure. I can't really remember, like something with the coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was me and him. Me and him got along, but it was like, I think it was something like with my grades and stuff, my diploma, something was like funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to go to another school, and I went to school in California. So going to school in California like helped me out. I was like star player, tons of minutes, led the school in scoring. I had multiple Division I offers from Cleveland State, Western Kentucky, San Diego University, where Kawhi Leonard went. I had like a lot of like Western schools and Midwestern. So that was a dope experience. I was in California, best time of my life. Working out, playing ball, beautiful weather, beautiful everything. Beach, food, next door to Mexico, about 5 minutes away from Mexico. I was like one of the funnest times of my life with college basketball. So that was dope.
So let's fast forward to when did you start Humble Development?
About, I want to say 2015, around there, like 2015. Started out training my friends and working for a company in Manhattan named Steady Buckets. I was working with a company called Steady Buckets back then, and started out helping my friends and training my friends, and then picking up a couple kids here and there, picking up a couple college athletes here and there. And then after that, it blew up, to be honest. It kind of like excelled really fast at a rapid rate due to my networks, people that I know, kids that I trained from when it was 12 to now, other kids seeing how good I made them, and word of mouth. And then I was respected as a ball player as well. So people just trust me with their game. And it grew. It grew a lot. It grew pretty fast, I'm not gonna lie. And now we're here today where I'm involved with so many other things. And Humble Development is like the main thing, and there's so many other things under it. You know what I mean? So that's a blessing for sure.
So in your 5 years with Humble Development, how many players have you trained that went college and pro?
It's a lot. I mean, alone in this year, I've trained over maybe 100 plus, 200, almost 200 kids this year from 2018 to 2019. Crazy. At one point, I was kind of like counting them, but I stopped. Like
Too many.
So many kids. Yeah, it's so many kids. And then you got to remember, I coach at a high school. So I've been at Boys and Girls for 3 years. And before Boys and Girls, I was at Brooklyn Collegiate. So we're talking about every 4 years, a new generation of kids coming in that I had interacted with. Then you got to remember, I coach AAU, BlackOps. I'm involved with 6th grade, 7th grade, and I'm the head coach of 3rd grade. Like, then I got my own clients. Then I got kids that plays in my tournament that knows I'm a trainer, trains with me. So it's like, there's a lot of kids. Then I got pros and college, D1 players. It's a lot. I'm not going to lie. I can't really give you a number on that, but I know it's a lot. It's definitely over 20-something, 30-something for sure. You know what I mean? And, other players that I train that play D1, they might have a star player on their team. They bring them to work out with me because they're from the neighborhood. That's how it goes. So it's definitely a high number.
So names, some of the college and pro guys that you've trained.
Locally, we got Delroy James, Jamal Nixon, Malcolm Brandt, Tavon Myers, Bryce Jones, Brent Jones, Andre Armstrong, Marvin Roberts, Keanu Rockford. I worked out Kayvon Lynch before. This is all locally, like guys from Brooklyn. Chaz Wappler, Hakeem. I forgot Hakeem's last name. Hakeem, he plays in Canada right now, killing. Phil Carl, Kyle Allman, Jesus Christ. Demetrius Conger. I've trained Gary Irvin before. Trying to think. It's a lot. That's a lot of guys, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I never even really thought about it, but there's a lot of guys. Sheesh.
All right.
That's like the pros overseas guys. All right. Like I never really got my hands on a NBA guy before. Only guy from the NBA I ever trained before was Kenneth Faried. Other than that, yeah, I never really got my hands on an NBA guy. Not yet. It's gonna happen, but not yet. Just a matter of time.
Right. No, it'll definitely happen with your tireless work ethic. It'll definitely happen for sure.
No, for sure.
But okay, so that's Humble Development. Let's talk about the Humble League.
So the Humble League is definitely one of the top youth leagues. We were the first league to ever use a shot clock for middle school. Then made hoops, started doing it as well. We have over 35 teams. Started out with 16, now we got 35 teams. We got teams from Connecticut. We got teams from Baltimore. We got teams from Jersey. We got teams from Brooklyn. We got AU teams like PSAL, Cardinals, New Heights, Gauchos, Wrens. We got all kinds of top teams that come. Broncos, which is Smoke, a branch of Smoke. The Broncos. We got a lot of kids, a lot of teams. 35 teams means, and we got girls too. So if we got girls, we got the same teams for girls. All the top girls teams, Brooklyn Stars and New Heights, Renz, all these stuff. The Chrysler King coaches in our league for the girls. Like, it's crazy. And the league is unique. You know, the league has a shot clock. The league has different rules. You can't get a technical foul, period. Once you get one tech, you're eliminated from the game. You got to run on and off the court. If you don't run on and off the court, first one is a warning. After that, it'll be a tech every time somebody walks to the court. You know, just implementing that Division I aspect, you know, for kids to really understand how severe it is and take it serious to implement that in their sportsmanship, right? And holding coaches accountable as well. We got health awareness. We got free haircuts on Sundays. We got nail tech, free. You can get your nails done if you're a female, free. We got mandatory seminars. Every team must attend at least 2 seminars or they won't qualify for playoffs. Everybody makes playoffs in our league. We give away mountain bikes. That's one of the biggest things.
Yeah, I remember that.
Giving away mountain bikes.
I think you guys gave away a TV at one time.
No. We didn't give away TV.
It wasn't a TV.
We give away Apple Watches.
Could have been that. Yeah, it could have been that.
But we give mountain bikes, 10 bikes per team, 10 girls, 10 boys, and then we give 7-foot trophy for league MVP, and then we give 2 Apple Watches for the girls and the boys, academic awards. You know, me and my partner Dwan McMillan, one of my good childhood friends, we came together with these ideas for the league, so it's been dope.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you and Dwan and the Humble League, man. You guys are really doing your thing with that league, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's something that I believe definitely will grow and something that the kids, you know, definitely appreciate. Not just because of the gifts that they're being given, but more about the lessons that they're learning and the competition. That's what I think. So then let's talk about, you know, coaching. You coached at Brooklyn Collegiate for, you said 3 years, right?
No, Brooklyn Collegiate 1 year, boys and girls 3 years.
Talk about that 1 year Brooklyn Collegiate.
1 year in Brooklyn Collegiate was a learning experience. Didn't have a super talented team, but I made the best of it. It was more like teaching young boys to be men, you know, molding them and, you know, teaching them toughness and discipline and stuff like that. And then JV level and PSAL is tough period, unless you're like a Jefferson High School or something like that. You know, they've been winning JV for years. But other than that, it's kind of like up and down talent. It's nothing really crazy.
Right.
Like, you're not going to have a crazy squad unless you get a whole AU team to come to your school. Right now, it's like JV is like Brooklyn Collegiate Brooklyn Collegiate. It's like Jefferson and South Shore top runners for JV to me.
I've seen both of their JV teams this year. They're pretty good, man.
Yeah, they are. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they're legit. Next couple of years, I'm pretty sure we'll be hearing more about them.
Nah, for sure. Definitely. They're building the powerhouses over there, so that's dope. That's good for the community. That's good for the city. That's good for everything.
Right. So then, how did the high come about?
I was basically introduced to Love, but I already knew Love. But we reconnected when I started my training business, and you know, she needed a guy like me on her staff, and you know, one thing led to another. You know, so that's pretty much how that went. She needed somebody that could help teach the kids, train the kids, coach, you know, another extra eyes on the bench and ears. So it just worked itself out pretty much. I'm not gonna lie.
Talk about learning from a legend like Ruth Lovelace. She's the first female in high school ball, probably to win multiple championships. But, you know, she's definitely a true leader. Talk about coaching with Coach Love.
Coaching with her is definitely a learning experience. She has a different style. She's been doing it for so long, so she's not like a rah coach. She's more like a laid back coach. Get things done smoothly, stuff like that. So yeah.
This year, you guys brought in a special talent in Khalil Brantley. Talk about, what Khalil has done for the program.
He's basically helped the program reunite itself and refresh our identity of boys and girls basketball. He's a special talent, and he's definitely entertainment for the youth. And he's a hardworking kid, hard-nosed kid, and he's very professional for his age. And he's basically uplifted the school spirit, got it back to, being the mecca of Brooklyn, because Boys and Girls is definitely one of the top schools in Brooklyn. So he's done a great job at carrying himself and his team and, just the whole representation, period. He's been doing a good job.
Now, Boys and Girls, you guys are known for doing a bunch of events. Like this year, you guys had the Kangaroo Classic, and I think you may have had one more event. But at these events or these games, like the crowd excitement is crazy. Talk about what a game at the High is on a regular day.
Well, the game at the High on a regular day is like sold out, packed to capacity, especially if we're playing like South Shore, Jefferson. I'm not even gonna lie, like almost every game was really crazy. But the heavy hitter schools definitely sold out, definitely packed. But a boys and girls game is very rowdy. The crowd is, talking trash to the opponents. It's public school basketball. Like, If you're not built for it, you will fold for sure. You for sure.
Mm. And then this year, you guys had a pretty successful season in the PSAL. And then the quarterfinal game hit against Wills. Like, what went wrong in that game?
I just feel like it's a little bit of both, playing and coaching. Bad subs, bad, not really making any kind of adjustments, and Khalil got burnt out. They started pressing us. We had a league. We didn't execute. Just run our plays and our sets. And then defensively, we gave up too many points. They scored like 30-something points in the third quarter, some crazy shit like that. So it was bad, both ends. Bad playing by the kids and bad coaching. To me, it was a collective loss. We both sides could have did better.
Yeah, that happens. So, talk about some of the other kids on the team, that we should look out for.
You got my man Sincere. You got Xavier Ryan. You got Miles Day. You got Miles. You got Zafrian Scott. Jahai. We also got some real good transfers coming in that we're gonna, hopefully, if we have a season, we got some real good transfers coming in that's gonna shake the city. But pretty much all the kids and all the people that's involved with Boys and Girls, I have like a huge deal of recruitment and getting those kids to come. Especially a kid like Khalil. Me and Khalil have a relationship. We met, I want to say 2 years ago. And we just built a relationship, and it was like a no-brainer for him to come to our school. He wanted to leave the school that he was currently at, and we had a relationship in terms of like working out, brotherhood, and stuff like that. So it was kind of like a no-brainer for him to come to the school, to be around me more, to work with me more, stuff like that. Because a lot of kids that do come to Boys and Girls, they do come because of the access they have to me in terms of the training. You know what I mean? So you come to Boys and Girls, you get to train with me for free for 4 years. You don't have to pay. You know what I mean? So who wouldn't want that? And then, it's been a fun journey. And, not to say that they don't come to school, they come to school just for me, but I have a real big part to do with it. Of course, Love is one of the coolest, dopest coaches ever. You know how she do. Never wear the same sneakers twice. All the kids love that. And the knowledge of the game that she has is definitely good for the kids. And the way that she raised men. Love is a woman raising men. And that's one of the toughest things to do in high school basketball. So Love has a huge part of it. And the whole coaching staff, the community of boys and girls, the enrollments, the staff members, the security guards, it makes you feel welcome. It makes you feel at home. And, that just makes the job much easier as a coach and as a recruiter to get kids to come. Because once I get a kid to come and I show them what the school has to offer, it's like sky's the limit. Then we got one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in Stacey Daniels in our weight room. So, and then got an amazing assistant coach, Terry Gittens, who has college experience, who's one of my real good friends that I also got to come to the school. So I'm not gonna lie, I have my fingerprints all over boys and girls in terms of the rebuilding. Khalil was definitely a big piece to help me do what I want to do for the school. And I got other kids that's gonna just, take it to another level with him. So it's going to be exciting to see. It's going to be exciting to watch, and it's going to be exciting for Brooklyn, not just boys and girls, but for Brooklyn to, increase the recruitment, the level of competition around each other, and hopefully the brotherhood of the coaches and stuff like that. We all could come together and just be a powerhouse like Brooklyn used to be. I feel like if Paul Robeson has a kid that's really good, and I got some networks and I got some connections, I should be able to hook that kid up. I think we should never really go out against each other, go at each other necks like we, trying to kill each other. Because the main objective, Dave, to me, was the kids. You know what I mean? It's not really about me. It's not really about what I'm doing with these kids or stuff like that. It's just the time that I have these kids in my hand, I got to give them the best service possible to help mold them into men and do the right things. Because, a lot of kids, like we know, a lot of kids fall through the cracks, man. You sit here and you watch a kid, he was a stud younger, than he grows up, he's not even playing basketball no more. So that's one of the things that I try to, focus on and also share with kids. Sometimes basketball isn't the end goal for you, but you can use basketball to get other things. It's free education, open up a business, travel the world, take care of your family, stuff like that. Just show them a different sight and vision of the world and what they could do with the sport. So, yeah, it's mainly about these kids, Dave, for sure, 100%. So that's basically what it boils down to.
Well said. So you've also worked with brand Jordan and, of course, Nike. Talk about being able to work with one of the biggest brands in sports.
It's definitely a blessing. I thank God for the opportunities and the people that he made me cross paths with. I have great friends in the brands, in the markets, especially Nike, and another brand that I'm really close with, PSNY. So that's another brand as well. And that brand does cross-branding with Nike and Jordan. So it's all connected. I just been blessed, man. Just trying to be a good person, give out that good energy, treat people with love and respect, and reciprocate that energy into the world and just making it come back to me in a positive manner. So I'm just basically creating good karma for myself and doing right by God and doing right by these kids, and everything is just falling into place. So it is definitely a blessing, and to work for Nike is a dream. To do anything with Nike, anything with Jordan, anything with PSNY, anybody would love to be in my shoes and do those things. I mean, I've done commercials, I've worked camps, I was a lead trainer. I've done so many things for these brands, and it's continuous and it's consistent. So basically, I'm obviously doing something right that they keep rehiring me and stuff like that. And my work ethic pretty much speaks for itself in my professionalism. So it's definitely dope, a dope feeling. You know what I mean? It's nothing like getting a free pair of Nikes or Jordans and, you know, some money for your work. So I think that's the ultimate thing. And to impact kids at the same time, because these brands are definitely, they doing marketing, but they also impacting kids. You know what I mean? So they providing a free service to these kids by hiring a person like me to come down and train them and stuff like that. So I think that's dope what they're doing for the city as well.
So talk about coaching Black Ops. You know, what made you decide to coach at the middle school level and elementary?
A lot of people don't know I've been coaching middle school since 2015. A lot of people don't know that. I've coached a group of kids from St. John's Recreation Center, me and my man Terry Gittins, and we've won every major tournament. Conrad McCrane, Tillery Park about 4 or 5 times, Project Win twice, Gersh. It's so many tournaments that we won. 309 Park, Balling Out Loud. Yeah, sorry about that. My screen was
It's all good.
I got 20%. But yeah, I've been coaching since 2015, middle school, bro. And a lot of people don't know that. And I have experience coaching with kids, and I've experience developing players. All my kids that I've coached from middle school to current, all the kids that I've coached are the top players on their high school teams. The twins from Banneker, those are my kids. The point guard from Banneker, Gabe Holly, it's my kid. I've been coaching him since he was like 11 years old, all of them. Sean Fulcher, it's like my little brother, my kid. He's a star player for his team. Lavelle, that goes to Christ the King, one of my kids. Isaiah Folk from Brooklyn Law Tech, one of my kids. Trying to think. Who else? This is high school basketball. This kid named AJ from Robeson. Never really coached him, but trained him a lot at St. John's Rec. Trying to think. This is like, it's a lot of kids that's like all over. That they're pretty much like the star players of their team that I've been impacted with and helped. Jaquan Carlos, I coached him when he was younger. It's a lot of kids, bro. I can't really name them all. I'm sorry for missing the guys that I'm missing, but
it's all good.
Maurice Dobie, can't forget my boy. Almost forgot him. Maurice Dobie. He's definitely one of the most underrated players in New York City. He's definitely the best point guard to me in New York City, pure point guard, best. And I won a lot of championships with him. A lot. So many. And you got Gerald Gittins, who's from Brooklyn, but he just goes to school in Wisconsin area. So you wouldn't really know about him as much. But he's definitely a dog. He's a star player of his team for his school as well. But yeah, all these kids, man, that I have my hands on, they're all successful and they're all doing great. You know what I'm saying? So I've been coaching middle school for a while. So when I started coaching Black Ops, it was actually because of Lala. So Lala Anthony discovered me working the Jordan Brand gig. And I started as Cayenne's trainer. And then Bernard and Carmelo Anthony came together and was like, yo, we're going to make an AU team for our boys. Bernard's son and Cayenne, they made an AU team for them. I had a great relationship with Lala and I had a great relationship with Bernard Bowen. So it was like a no-brainer. They picked me to be the coach. One thing led to another. We got the product, we got the gear, we got practice facilities, and we started traveling. We was in all the major tournaments, like top-of-the-line tournaments, and fun experience as well, because I never coached AAU. I coached New York City street ball in terms of Tillery, Conrad McCrane, but I never coached AAU, so that was my first time, which was a very good experience, humbling experience. Learned a lot about politics and how to manage personalities and, how to, maneuver talent, stuff like that. So it was definitely an eye-opener. for my education mind for basketball, but I learned a lot. Definitely learned a lot. So coaching AAU with BlackOps, man, it's one of the best things I've probably done for my coaching experience.
Mm. So who are some of the, young talents on BlackOps that we should take a look at in the future?
For sure, you got my man Hal. Hal is 6'3", center, 13 years old, just a dog. You got Kaden Mingo. You got Cayenne. You got the kid named CJ for the 6th grade. You got Bernard Bowen. You got Peyton Havoc. You got Brian. You got Sincere Folk. There's a couple other kids that used to be a part of the program that's getting good too. You got Tajay. You got Jalen Harper. You got Willie Jefferson. You got Nate. You got my man Dave. Yo, bro, it's a lot of kids. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of kids. And BlackOps definitely has a lot of talent because it's one of the top programs in the country. So we gotta come correct. So if we don't come correct, we're gonna look funny. And shout out to all the BlackOps coaches as well. My man Jesse Sapp. You got my man Clark. Clark used to go to UMass. He also attended St. Raymond's. He's the OG. Charles Clark is the OG of the game. My man Charles Clark. We got Al Shep, who's a JV. I don't know if he's a JV or a freshman.
He's one of those step. Yeah. He was one of my guests too.
Yeah, so we got him. That's my brother. And BlackOps' family. We got Bernard Bowen, who's the GM of the program, and we got Carmelo Anthony. It's not much we can say about him. Everybody knows him, and one of the most humbling dudes. Loving, caring. Just a great person all around who really wants to see everybody be successful, and is helping us get in a position to do so. So shout out to Carmelo for even doing all this, because he didn't have to do this stuff at all for no one. He could have just took his son and put him with any top AAU team if he wanted to. You know what I mean? He provided jobs and outlets and resources for us with this program, and it's definitely a huge impact on all the kids and parents, and a huge learning experience. So shout out to Carmelo for funding the program and, doing what he do, being the guy that he is. So,
shout out to Melo.
That's a fact.
Do you think that they'll move it like beyond high school?
It's too early to say. Melo has his hands on a lot of things. Gotta remember, he also has Team Melo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Team Melo is definitely one of the top AU programs in the country as well. And I don't know. I can't call it. You know what I mean? And if I did know, I wouldn't even tell you. So,
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Exactly. So
fair enough. Yeah, Melo's a busy man these days.
Yeah. Melo's that dude, man. Melo's definitely highly, highly respected in the NBA. I'm talking about amongst his peers. He's one of the best to ever do it in terms of scoring that basketball. He's down to earth, fun guy. You know what I mean? Highly educated, and it's a great guy, man. It's a blessing to know him. It's a blessing to have a relationship with him and a friendship.
Yeah, man. So this is a question that I love to ask a lot of my guests. So I'm gonna ask you this too. If you could go back in a time machine to say 2000, what would you tell 12-year-old Justin as he's learning to play the game of basketball?
To be honest, I wouldn't even change nothing. Like, if I was successful in basketball, I wouldn't even be impacting all these kids that I'm doing right now. And if I was successful in basketball, I'd probably still be playing a pro career right now. So I wouldn't be in a position to help my community and help all these kids that really need it. So I wouldn't change nothing. Everything that happens to me happened for a reason. All the bads, all the goods made me the person I am today, and gave me the knowledge and strength to keep it going and, pass the torch on. So I wouldn't change anything, bro. To be honest, I lived a very good youthful life. I didn't get in no drama. I didn't get, in no gangs and stuff like that. Wasn't doing anything bad. So I was just a normal kid that loved basketball, and I wouldn't change anything. I got support from friends and family all my life, and I just try to make the best of things. That was it. So I wouldn't change nothing, to be honest, because it's not. If I was to change anything, it would be more for like fame. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really care about that. I think the position that I'm in right now is meant to be. Was supposed to happen. That's why I'm at where I'm at. This is not a coincidence. This is not an accident. I'm not training over 100 kids in 1 year. You know what I mean? That's not an accident. That don't happen by accident. That's destiny and that's a purpose. So I wouldn't change nothing at all, bro. I just like to remain humble, treat everybody with respect, but be competitive at the same time, and and just keep doing what I do, what God blessed me to do. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing His work. So it's basically what He need me to do is what I want to do. And right now, this is it.
Well said. Final question. What's next in the future for Justin Bright, the Humble League, Humble Development,
Well,
and Black Ops?
I'll start with Black Ops. Black Ops definitely going to be one of the top programs, top 5 in the country. That's no-brainer. The Humble League is definitely be the #1 middle school league, if not in the country, but definitely in the tri-state area. It's going to keep getting better and better every year. We workaholics. Me and Dwan McMillan, we're like junkies. We don't play around.
Right.
And we got youth on our side. We were very young doing this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people started stuff like this when they got older. Me and him started so young, and it's a big name. It has a big name for itself already, and it's going to get even bigger, especially due to the platforms of social media and other aspects, marketing aspects that we're going to utilize. And then you have what else you said? Boys and girls. Boys and girls, I'm going to do the best I can do to rebuild the school and put it in a position to be similar to like a prep school atmosphere where academics are serious, uniforms, school, state-of-the-art facility, weight room, showers. Like, this is my vision and my goal for the school. I want to uplift the school and do the best that I could do before I go to which I'm going to say, which is right now, to be an NBA trainer in the NBA. So to either work for the Brooklyn Nets or any other team that would take a shot with me, I'm more than ready, more than prepared, but that's one of my goals. That's next for Justin Bright, to be in the NBA, to be an NBA trainer, and just be around that level of basketball as much as possible, because that's where I truly feel I believe I belong, and still help kids in my community and come back and do things for the community, free stuff like that. And also use the networking from the players that I develop relationship with to come, show face in the camps and, show love to the kids and stuff like that, and just have a whole big family vibe. And then when I'm finished with that, I will probably retire and I'll be old and, have a lot of knowledge in the game, and I'll probably get into coaching, like serious coaching again. Okay. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you, Justin, for coming on to share your testimonial. And I wish you nothing but the best with Humble Development, the Humble League, boys and girls, and Black Ops moving forward.
I appreciate you, Dave. Thanks for having me, bro. Word.
Indeed. Well, everybody, this is episode 35 of Hoops Talk with Dave's Joint. For those of you guys that support the Humble League, boys and girls, and Humble Development, and Black Ops, go check out this episode on YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV. Be safe, be blessed. Peace.